Michelin sandwich, and we'll wait and see whose tires go off and how it works.
Miguel Duhamel in the front. There is Scott Russell in 5th spot. He finished 6th in the first race. And all he's got to do is get around Keeley. He'll improve 2 spots on his first race finish.
Yeah, Scott's looking good right now. I mean, he's right there with those guys, and I know what he's thinking. He's thinking at least put it on the podium today, and that'd be a really good showing for Scott and for the Yamaha, because you know they're battling a bike that's been around for a little bit, but you know Yamaha's a competitive team, and I think you're going to see Scott try to make some moves on these guys.
Do the strengths of the Yamaha, Colin, play well here at Laguna, or is it a little more of a struggle because of the nature of this racetrack? Is that kind of an off-the-wall question?
What strength? It looks, I mean, the bike works well here. I wouldn't say it's the best bike here, but you saw Scott. He was quite a ways behind. He pulled up on the back of this group here. It looks like he might just be, you know, the guys in front of him after that are gone, so he may just be sitting back biding his time for the end of the race and want to pick these 2 guys up.
Once again, down to Larry Myers on pit road.
Oh, thank you, guys. Davide Brivio, who is the manager of the Yamaha team, someone I'm sure Colin Edwards is familiar with. Davide, Colin Edwards is up in our TV booth, and he says that Scott Russell is going for the podium. Do you buy that?
Yeah, I think he's fighting for the podium. He's catching Duhamel and Keeley. Duhamel is 3rd, so I think a podium can be realistic for him. I hope.
You know, Colin just said, geez, if they'd give me that motorcycle, I'd be on the podium every week.
He didn't really say that.
Colin can be on a podium every week. He can even win every week. He's a very good rider. We like him very much, and for sure he's a winner.
There you go, Colin. I'm your new PR agent.
Yeah, you're going to get me in trouble.
Grins breaking out all over the broadcast booth here. We're going to keep an eye on the leader, John Kosinski, and of course Carl Fogarty. But right now, this is the best race on the track. And considering what's at stake here, a podium finish for Miguel Duhamel. He already has one. For Pierre Francesco Keeley, a DNF in the first race. And for Scott Russell, of course, who has been on the podium this year, he'd like to see another one.
Yeah, this is a great battle, but you know, you have to give a lot of credit to Miguel. He's doing a really fine job. I mean, he fell off yesterday and banged himself up a little bit, so for him to keep putting all these laps together, he's doing a great job on that Camel Honda.
Well, at Brainerd, he really kind of turned his AMA Superbike season around and picked up a win, a runaway win, we might add. And early on, there was talk around the Honda pit about, well, they weren't really concerned about this because it's a World Superbike event. There are no points available, this and that. We questioned their motivation. Well, those questions were answered pretty quickly when Miguel went out and qualified 5th, led the first race, and here he is going after it again.
Yeah, Miguel pulled the pin at Brainerd and won that race, and he has a lot to prove because, you know, this time of the year, silly season's coming up. You know, everyone's starting to think about contracts, and if Miguel wants to go to the next level, he has to do well here at a World Championship event.
Another new appearance here into the picture, Akira Yanagawa making up ground.
Yeah, he looks like he's on the gas. He's catching these guys. I think maybe they're not slowing each other down, but I'm not sure that Miguel's the fastest guy out of the group, you know, and Yanagawa looks like he's coming up.
Miguel Duhamel leading the group. Yanagawa, of course, we know that he is deadly fast on occasion, I think is fair to say, wouldn't you?
Yeah, he's, you know, he really surprised me this year. He's been riding really well. He's had a couple, you know, a little bit of bad luck, but he's doing well.
Out front, it is still John Kosinski. This is the race for 3rd, being led by Miguel Duhamel and including Pierre Francesco Keeley. There's the American that won the first race, and he's leading this one. You're on board with Tom Kipp, and here are the top 5. Kosinski, Fogarty, Duhamel, Keeley, Russell. Those are the riders that we have seen. Akira Yanagawa is in 6th spot and getting closer to that race for 3rd. This is a good one. John Kosinski seems to be stretching his lead. Thomas?
Yes, he is. I mean, he's been watching his board. You know, John's got his head down. He's trying to pull the way, and we're just going to have to see what happens. But here's the race right here. I mean, if Akira Yanagawa can close up and join these guys, we're going to have a really good race to run for a podium spot.
And Colin, the fact that Yanagawa is gaining on them means that he's faster. If he gets in there and starts mixing it up, it will make it interesting. Here's Russell going by Keeley on the uphill.
Yeah, that was a great move on Scott. He got a good drive coming out of 6 and just ran her up there and just, you know, kind of blocked the move into the corkscrew. But if these guys keep racing around together like that, either Miguel's going to get away or Akira's going to close up.
Yeah, I was just going to say earlier, I bet Scott's about to get up the move on because his pit board's showing Akira coming closer to him. So he just went past Keeley, and now I'm sure he's wanting to get past Miguel.
Down to Larry Myers once again.
Well, in race number 1, Pier Francesco Chili beat a hasty retreat. We suspicioned that it was an engine problem, and indeed that was the case. He did not switch bikes. He just switched engines. Took the spare engine out of the spare bike, put it into what I'd have to consider then his number 1 frame, and that's the combination he's running. Perhaps Colin could comment on that.
Yeah, it's you know, these guys, they change engines left and right with Keeley, and I don't know what he's got. He could change for every practice as long as I know.
Well, apparently it is the suspension setup on that number 1 bike that he wanted to make sure was not messed with. So they just take an engine out, stab it in there in the new frame, and he's still got the same motorcycle with a fresh motor.
Well, exactly, and then he's real comfortable with the setup. That's the main reason why they just switched the motor rather than the whole bike, because he knows the setup on the bike. And even though they set them up exactly the same, both bikes, they still feel a little bit different when you go to ride them.
Yanagawa now beginning to exploit apparently a slight weakness in Keeley's program, because we saw Russell go around and pull away. Now Yanagawa all over the back of the number 7 Ducati of the pole sitter, Pier Francesco Chili.
Yeah, it's really good to see Akira. I mean, he's having a big learning curve here at Laguna Seca. I mean, you'd have to give the guy a lot of credit for coming to Laguna Seca and qualifying on the front row, and then being able to at least get up here and race around the top 10 with these guys. And I predict that you're going to see Akira go ahead and put a move on Pier Francesco Chili.
Well, the impressive thing is that Yanagawa has never even seen this place before he got here on Friday. So a steep learning curve near vertical, I would say.
Yeah, he, you know, same at Misano at the beginning of the year. Never seen the place, goes out and gets pole position. And, you know, the guy is phenomenal. He's a good rider, and he comes here and he knows what his job is.
Akira Yanagawa on the number 8 Kawasaki, back there in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place right now, and all over the back of Keeley's machine. You mentioned a while ago you didn't think that Duhamel was the fastest in this group, and yet he's still in front of everybody in that little race for 3rd.
Yeah, it's
oh, Matt Mladen out. Matt Mladen out for the 2nd time in one day.
It's a shame.
Yeah, it's a shame to see that Fast by Ferrazzi bike inspire again. You can just see the frustration on Matt. He's going, you know, just give me a break. I want to do the job out here, and the bike won't hold together.
Matt Mladen, of course, makes no secret about the fact that he aspires to be in the kind of seat that you're riding in, Colin, on World Superbike. He's really been a force to be reckoned with in the AMA Superbike season. Except for his performance at Daytona, he'd be leading the points and running away with it. Right now, he's in a battle, of course, for the points lead with Doug Chandler. Here we are, the race for 3rd. It is Duhamel still getting the best of it, but now Scott Russell is all over Duhamel. We'll be back in a moment. Yes, John Kosinski is still leading, and yes, Carl Fogarty is still in 2nd spot. That has not changed, but we have been watching with with a lot of excitement the race between Duhamel, Russell, Yanagawa, and the rest who are going back there for that final podium spot. There is John Kosinski, and I mean, he is really checking out. He has already gotten into lap traffic. Steve Crevier came in and back out of the pit, so it's no surprise that he would become a victim of the leader. We're at 5 laps to go in this race, and Kosinski started his charge very early. I mean, there was no pacing whatsoever. He went for the immediate checkout move.
Exactly. I mean, like Colin said before, I mean, John's from the old school, and there's a lot of different ways to win a race, and one of them is to get out there and go.
Scott Russell, on the other hand, has put himself in a position for a podium finish here, riding along behind Miguel Duhamel. Is it because he can't pass, or just isn't, well, ready to just yet, Colin?
He looks like he's going
there we
for
go.
it here. He's that Honda's got some motor though, and that's you know, that's what we fight a lot of the times. He's going. He's trying to get by any chance he's got now, it looks like.
Yeah, the acceleration of the Honda is really good, Colin. We all know that. And Scott's trying to get around him and pacing him. But one thing you have to consider is both of these guys are on the same kind of tires. So, you know, you don't know which bike is really friendlier on tires, or they've both burned them up, and it's just going to come down to a last lap put it together charge here.
Exactly.
Well, not only which bike is easier on tires, but which rider. If you had to guess, who would you say is managing tires better at this point?
Ooh, that's a tough one, you know. I mean, Scott had to come from a little ways back, and Miguel's been in front of that pack the whole time. So I think you know, give or take, I think they're pretty much equal right now.
Scott Russell doing everything he can to try to get around Miguel Duhamel, and what's at stake here is the 3rd place finish in the race. And just ahead of them is the number 31 bike, another Kawasaki running out there, and Well, he looks around, the lap rider looking around to check it out, see what's happening. What's happening is Duhamel and Russell coming up hard. That is Igor Herman on the Kawasaki there. He has become a victim. In the distance now, Yanagawa was making a charge, but he's not really joining these guys. Have they picked the pace up a little bit?
Well, I think probably Akira's, maybe his tires are starting to drop off a little bit because he did have to make a charge to come up through the pack. But for sure, Duhamel and Russell here distance themselves from Akira, and it's going to come down to these two guys for a podium finish.
Miguel Duhamel and Scott Russell, a terrific battle going on here for third place. And if Miguel set out to try to open some eyes and impress some people, he's one of those guys, as you said, contract time up at the end of the year. If he's looking to make a step up, he's really got some people impressed here already with a podium finish.
Well, I don't think anyone doubts the talent of Miguel Duhamel. I mean, the guy's won a lot of AMA races. He's a former AMA champion, and Colin and I both have raced against him. We know the talent. And it's just, if it's your day and everything's working good, then you can come into a big World Series like this and do the business against these guys.
A super duper no problem ride for John Kosinski out in front. He is just having no worries at all. This place has become his personal playground. There he is.
Yeah, he's just out there cruising around right now. He's got about 4 laps or something left. He's just hanging in. And I want to remind you, if you remember right, Miguel and Scott, they got quite a battle going from Daytona a couple of years ago, and Scott remembers that.
I was going to say, do riders really remember that sort of thing, or is it one race, you know, you pretty much erase some memory banks and go out and just race each race as though it's a new one, or is there some leftovers out there?
I tell you right now, there is a big giant bullseye on the back of Duhamel's leathers, and Scott's staring right at it.
We've got to hand some kudos to Tom Kipp aboard his Yamaha. And of course, we're talking about a bike that normally races in the AMA Superbike Series. He's running an 8th spot right now, taking us along for the ride with his onboard camera up to 7th at this point. So Tom Kipp with a good run. And he too, Thomas, turned the corner at Brainerd. What a run he had there in that race, coming out of nowhere up to take 2nd place. And I mean, that was just a super run for Tom Kipp. Had to bolster his confidence. It's carrying over to Laguna here.
Yeah, Tom, well, although Tom did have a tough weekend, he's fallen off twice on that Yamaha, but to come back up and get the thing into the top 10, and, you know, he's doing a good job right now, and I'm glad to see it.
A great race for Tom Kipp. Here he is at the top of the corkscrew, and the most famous sequence of turns in all of motorsports. How fun is this on a motorcycle?
There is no other corner like it. You know, it's one of them rushes. You get up to the top and you think you're going to lose the front coming back down, but you can stick it in there so hard that it's just unbelievable.
Well, the fun factor has got to be just about off the scale for John Kosinski aboard his RC45 Honda. He already won the first race. 2 more laps and he will win another one. Do you start hearing little noises about